Hello everyone, Tina here. I hope your day's going wonderful. I'm back again with another 5 Easy Step card, and I'm so glad you're joining me today. Today we are going to make a cute little punny card, and with a die set that just stole my heart. I'm half Italian, so this one just had my heart because it's of all the pasta that's in here. And believe it or not, I'm not a big pasta lover, but my family is, so I just fell in love with this. This is called Pasta Friends, and look how cute. Spaghetti, bow tie, ravioli, penne, and macaroni. I mean, you just can't go wrong. And what makes them extra special is they have legs and hands. There's even a little fork. You have mushrooms, a little chef hat, basil. So sweet. I just love this, and I think this would make anybody smile. And I love cards that make people smile. We're using a coordinating stamp set. It's the Stay Saucy stamp set, and it has a lot of greetings that go with all of the pastas. This is part of a new collection at Spellbinders, and I'll leave the entire collection down below if you want to check it out. It is so much fun. But I had an idea, and my eyes directly went to the macaroni. So we're going to jump in and get started with step number 1, and we are going to create some macaroni. We're actually going to make some mac and cheese today. So much fun. You can make an Italian dish if you want. I love that there's basil and stuff in here. But I have a daughter who is loving macaroni and cheese, and so I thought we would make a card with this little guy today. So I'm going to bring in some colored cardstock. I have 3 different shades of yellow. I thought we would just, I don't want to do any ink blending today, so I thought 3 different shades of yellow cardstock would do the blending for me. Okay, so I'll cut out my macaroni probably 3 to 4 times with each color. And then my fork, I'm going to bring in some of my silver cardstock. This is Spellbinders Silver Mirror. I don't know if they have it, but the treasured cardstock has some silver in there. If they don't have the mirror anymore, I'll link the treasured cardstock. And then I want a little napkin for my macaroni guy or my macaroni man to be holding with the fork, just because I like something different, and I think it's going to add some texture to my card. So I have a piece of vellum. This is the thinner piece of vellum from Spellbinders, and we're going to make a napkin out of this. You could actually use paper towel. Toilet paper actually would work too because it's thin, or even a regular napkin would work if you want to use that instead of vellum. It would be just as cute. So I'm going to do some die cutting. Oh, I need some black cardstock. We're going to die cut out some arms and legs with some black. And I love that there's so many different arms and legs that you can customize. There's even a little bow tie in here. There's bow tie pasta, but there's this itty bitty bow tie, which is cute. So you could put a bow tie on the bow tie. Okay, I am just going to do some die cutting, and I will be right back. So I have a desk filled with macaroni, with a lot of smiley macaroni. I'm going to take one of my lightest colors, and there is a die in the die set that you could put behind the macaroni, but I think it's just going to be easier if I bring in some pale pink cardstock. And I'm just going to add pink cardstock behind one of my macaroni, the one we're going to add arms and legs to. Here we go. And then I already folded my vellum to make it look like a little napkin. And then I'm actually going to add a little glue because my silver mirror cardstock takes a long time to dry. So I'm going to go ahead and kind of do a little tucking with my fork and napkin. Like so. Don't you just love cards that make people smile? I think it's just the best feeling in the world when somebody has a card that they smile about. Okay. We're going to add this guy's hand, and then with this hand, that's a lot of glue. And then we will have this guy holding a little fork and napkin. Okay, so we have a whole bunch of macaroni, and then we have our macaroni man, and this will be my focal point. Now we're going to move along to step number 2 and create our home panel. Now you know your home panel can be anything, and so I'm bringing in a die set. It's called the Arch, Label, and Tags die, and I thought we would take the largest and make a bowl filled with macaroni. So to do that, this would have to be a pretty large bowl, and I don't want it to be that large. So I'm going to make a partial bowl. I have a piece of cardstock. This is a piece of gray. It's hard to tell on camera, but it is gray. And I'm going to create a partial bowl. I don't need it too big. I think the bigger it is, the more you have to fill it. So I think this is going to be the right size. I'm going to run this through my die cut machine, and this will be my bowl here. While I was at it, I also trimmed down a strip of cardstock that we're going to add to the top of the bowl, just to make it a little bit more bowl looking, I guess you could say. So I'm going to go ahead and add a little glue behind here. Actually, we'll put it up here. And then we will add our, we'll add our top piece to our bowl. And I'm just going to flip it around and follow along the curve here. Like that. Now it kind of looks like a bowl, but kind of not. But when I put it on my background, you're going to see that it's going to really look like a bowl. Okay, now we're going to bring in our macaroni. I'm going to bring in another shade of yellow. Okay, and then I'm going to just kind of eyeball it. And I'm just going to, this is a great place to use your scraps too. I'm going to trim down a little piece here. And I'm going to add some glue. This part doesn't have to be perfect. In fact, you can use acetate. I've used acetate before. But I want something to go behind the cheeks of my macaroni, and I think the yellow cardstock is going to work great. This is the fun part actually, because there is no right or wrong on doing this. Now we're going to add some glue behind here, and we are going to fill our bowl, doing a little tucking, with a whole bunch of macaroni. Actually, it's going to be macaroni and cheese. I'm going to have them flipping over the bowl too. I think that will be nice and playful. That will be my home panel. Okay. So we basically attached our focal image to our home panel, creating a macaroni and cheese bowl. Okay, I'm going to put this to the side, and now we're going to move along to step number 3 and create our greeting or our sentiment. And let's go ahead and stamp "Sending Macaroni Kisses." I'm going to stamp it in the bottom corner because I'm going to block this off. Now that will be my greeting. I'm going to put that with my home panel. And then we're going to work on step number 4, which is our background. Now for my background, I have some blue cardstock. This is Spellbinders Wendy, and I also have some orange cardstock. This is a actually I better tell you the right measurements. A 1.5 inch tall by 3.5 inch wide piece of orange, and my Wendy 4 3/4. Let me just refill these really quickly. I love that these refill so easily. You just drop them in, and then you just add the lid, and you are back in business. Okay, now I'm going to take my orange cardstock, layer it at the bottom, and then I'm going to take this and we're going to put this on our card base. So we are basically framing. Wonderful. Okay, now I always like to cover my seams. So I'm going to bring in a strip of cardstock, a strip of white cardstock. Now I have a 1/4 inch strip, of white cardstock, and I'm using my Winter Borders dies from Spellbinders. This has snowflakes, holly. There are some stitched dies that just add stitch detail. I just love this die set. Spellbinders still has this too. It's one of those universal die sets. I mean, this, well actually, let me show you some of them. This is the, sometimes I get diverted, sorry, but I wanted to show you. This is the snowflake. This is a border. These pieces all pop out. And then you have, let me show you. This is the wavy border. If you like borders, this is such a lovely die set. Okay, but for today, what I'm going to do is use the cross stitch detail border. Okay, and I'm going to actually take this and I'm going to run this through my die cut machine. So this is going to give me a strip with some X's on it, like cross stitch. And this is going to be perfect to put over the seam. So I'll do that and I'll be right back. Okay, this is what it looks like. I just love that extra detail. I'm going to add some glue and I'm going to go my card base is top folding, so I'm going to go all the way across the left, the right over the seam. And we will add our cross-stitched border here. Once it's adhered, I'm just going to trim away anything that is overhanging. And that will be my background. Okay, now we're going to add our focal image, our home panel, and our greeting. I am going to pop this up with foam tape. And I'm going to place this right, I'm actually going to trim this macaroni piece here so it's straight here. Okay, and then I'm going to pop it up and I'm going to place this right here on my card base. Wonderful. I love the way it's turning out. Okay, and then I'm going to add this little guy. We're going to pop up with some foam tape too. My fork is wanting to lift up from the vellum, so I need to weigh that down. But now I'm going to add my Sending Macaroni Kisses. Now we're going to move along to step number 5 and embellish. Now I'm going to embellish with some glazing glue. We are going to add some sauciness to our macaroni and cheese. Now this is going to be fun because I'm just going to basically have it dripping. We're going to make our mac and cheese nice and cheesy. So we're going to go over each of the macaronis just in certain spots. This is the fun part where you can just, where it looks like it's dripping. And then I'm also going to come in with my Spellbinders Color Essential Gems. This is the crystal mix. And we're going to add some shine here. Okay, my greeting was a little bit crooked, but we're going to call this card good. I think it's cute little macaroni card. Actually, technically macaroni and cheese. You could even put macaroni and cheese up here if you wanted to customize it. But I just think that's so adorable. That's my card project for today. Thanks so much for joining me. I wish you a lovely day and we'll see you again real soon. Bye-bye. Thanks so much for sticking with me to the end. I have 2 more videos that you guys might be interested here. If you guys are new and like the content that you see, click that subscribe button and also the notification bell. That way for future videos, be notified. Also, if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. It sure does help the channel. Have a wonderful day. We'll see you soon. Bye-bye.